Hi, Phil Ellaby from Northern Accountants. I hope you're well. This is the fourth of the 5 videos in the NA Action Plan designed to tackle COVID-19. Yesterday, on Monday, we talked about government grants. On Tuesday, we talked about budgeting and cash flow. Yesterday, we talked about tax, and today I want to talk about a specific tax area in terms of R&D. And I've pulled the R&D tax option out to talk about it specifically because it's a massively underutilised area. There are so many businesses that are eligible for R&D claims but simply don't believe that it is applicable to them, so they don't make a claim. So what we've done is we've pulled this out. So there's a misconception that R&D is only applicable for people that are working with white coats and developing new products from scratch and things like that, and it's not. One of the key areas for R&D to assess your eligibility is if you've had to overcome technical challenges to improve an existing product, process and service to make it better, cheaper or more efficient. Now I think that opens the eligibility pool to the masses really, because I think most people have done something along those lines, and it's just a case of going through that process to see if there's anything eligible and if it's worth making a claim. So since the start of COVID-19, Northern Accountants have made a claim for £1 million worth of expenditure that relate to R&D. So that has basically equates to nearly £200,000 worth of tax relief or tax refunds that have gone into our clients' bank accounts since COVID-19 started. So it's a big area that we're looking to take advantage of, and so we thought we would talk about it specifically to you guys as a mass option, and then touch base with you all based on the outcome of that. So to put this into context, Northern Accountants has made an R&D claim for the last 3 years, and it's been based on the development of its CRM system. So where we've used Infusionsoft to build a platform to improve the way that we onboard clients, to improve the efficiency of that, to improve the time it takes to onboard it. All that makes it eligible for R&D. So I never for a million years would have thought that was the case before I started doing R&D claims, but we've now started to do them, and very successfully as well. We're 100% success rate so far, and the government are increasing their support of R&D. They increased the percentage available in the budget recently, and also they are fast tracking payments because they're trying to get money back into the economy. So it's really good. So there's a 5-step criteria sort of thing that I'm going to go through with you. If you answer no to any of the questions, you might as well turn this video off because it's not applicable to you anymore. But if you answer yes and we get all the way to the end, then we should really be having a conversation to get some more detail to assess if you really are eligible for an R&D claim. And if you are, get that R&D claim in, because we can go back up to 2 years as well. So there's 3 years really, depending on the timing of it. But realistically, there's some big claims to be made. So time is often of the essence in these things, especially when we're going back in time. We don't want to miss a claim for not taking action as such. So I'll go through the questions. If you answer no, well, you can turn this off. And if we answer yes, well, let's keep going, and hopefully I'll see you at the end of the questionnaire. So the first one, is the business registered in the UK for corporation tax? So just about every limited company watching this is registered for corporation tax, so therefore you can progress. If you're not, I'm sorry, but it's time to turn off. The next question is, has the business done anything in the last 3 years that has been difficult and involved technical challenges? So that's something that you've had to change, address, amend, alter, research, change in order to progress, that sort of thing. It's not just if it was hard or it was a lot of work or you've just had a big job, a project to do. It has to be, you've had to overcome adversity and technical adversity at that. If you do, great, move on. If not, switch off. So where these technical challenges related to improving an existing product, process or service to make it better, cheaper or more efficient. If not, switch off. If it is like we did with the R&D claim that we put in for the Infusionsoft software and the development of that system and that CRM system, you certainly should be carrying on. The next question is, did you use appropriate people with the appropriate skills and experience to carry out the work? And this is a bit of a catch-all for that, because you can claim team members' time, subcontractors' time. You could employ me to do some R&D for you, but I can guarantee I wouldn't be suitably qualified. So effectively you're claiming a cost which isn't really really fair because you're not using the right people. So what it's trying to say is, are you making sure that you are using the right sort of people with the right experience to minimise the claim that you're making, so that you're not taking advantage of the situation. And then, so if you are, great. So if you've used subcontractors, or you've got someone with some specialist skills and stuff like we've had specialist subcontractors in. We've got people who are Infusionsoft trained and accredited using the software. So again, it's not something that's out of their remit. If they've found it difficult, it's because technically it's eligible for R&D. So there is that. So, and then the last stage, I suppose, is for the work carried out, have you incurred any internal or outsourced people costs or any material costs? So again, if you've incurring costs as a result of this work, then that's great. So if you have, then again, you've covered all the criteria that you need, and then potentially there's an R&D claim at this. So we've put R&D claims in for all sorts of things. We've had an R&D claim for ourselves for the CRM system. We've had it for a sign maker who has tested different materials for different lighting, for different displays. We've used software companies who have developed bespoke software for people. We've used we've gone with a manufacturing company and an engineering support company who have built a CRM system, who have done that with all sorts of things that we've used. So there's lots and lots of opportunity out there. It's not just restricted to it. To people in the white coats. So if any of that has pricked your attention, if any of that thinks, actually I did do something like that and there was nothing out there, we've just done a big one for an internal scaffolding company who have built and redesigned a new board and about improving the safety of it, the spec of it, how it's produced, and all the sorts of things involved in that. So the testing the machinery, there's so many things that you can claim for, and all of these claims become big numbers. And if you can go back for 3 years, the first claim is often a really, really good one. And to be honest, it couldn't come at a better time during this COVID-19 sort of crisis. So that's why I've pulled it out as something that I really think you should consider. And if we can make it applicable to you, then we will, and we can put a claim in. So that if that is something to do, then what I want you to do is book a time in my diary. I do all the R&D for our clients at the moment. I'm the one who's kind of embraced in that sort of that element of the business. So what I'll do is I'll send out a link to my diary, and then you can book a time in there to talk about R&D if it's applicable to you. That's about it for R&D. Tomorrow we will talk about cash flow. We will talk about the C-bills, and we'll talk about alternative lending. So until then, I hope you're safe. I hope your family's well. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Thank you.